Hi, I'm Andrew, the young adult and media librarian at North Brunswick Public Library. And today I'm going to be talking about the book Black Widow, Widowmaker. It's actually a collection of stories about the Marvel character Black Widow. At the time that I am giving this, there is a plan to release the much delayed Black Widow movie. Personally, I thought they should have made a Black Widow movie years ago, but here we are. And so, of course, we have a lot of Black Widow related books in our library. Today I'm going to focus on one that has a lot of the newer stories called Black Widow Widowmaker. And you can put a hold on our hard copy. You could also download the book on Hoopla. And right now I'm going to show you what it looks like on Hoopla. All right. So here you can see the cover with a couple of other Marvel characters, Wolverine and the Winter Soldier. And these are two of the many Marvel characters you'll see in this collection, some that you might expect and some that you may not expect. As I said, Hawkeye. All right, now to look closely here, you can see that there's a bunch of stories, and I think that the first half of the book I personally enjoyed more. Yeah, Black Widow: Deadly Origin, written by Paul Cornell and inked by Steve Hanna and penciled by Tom Rainey. And this is one, yeah, as the title, there's a story, there's sort of a mystery that Black Widow has to solve. And as she solves, the mystery relates to her past. So as we read along, there'll be glimpses of her past. Now, if you're somebody who's read Marvel Comics for years, you may have an advantage in the sense that you'll recognize some of the characters, especially the characters and situations in the flashbacks right away. But I don't think you necessarily have to know every little detail in order to enjoy that particular story. Right? And so the second one is from an ongoing series by Black Widow. This was originally written by Marjorie Liu. You may know her for the series Monstrous, with art by Daniel Acuna. And this really was a fun mystery. And there is a battle that I've always wanted to see. Black Widow does fight a character I've always wanted to see her fight. So anyhow, I'm going to show you a little bit of the artwork here. All right. One of the things I like about Hoopla is that you can look at it one panel at a time. All right, so I can give you a little preview of the first story in here. All right. And anyhow, there are a lot of twists and turns, of course, and a lot of action. One thing I do want to let you know about is that there's violence in this, of course. You probably would expect that. Um, but and we also see women wearing revealing clothing while they're fighting. And this is something that is pretty par for the course when you're dealing with superhero comics. Anyhow, I don't want to give you too much away of the preview. Also, just as a warning, in one of the stories, Black Widow has to team up with her old boyfriend Hawkeye and Hawkeye's ex-wife Mockingbird, and a somewhat more obscure character named Dominic Fortune, who was a superhero, super soldier turned mercenary. I don't know if you could properly call him a superhero. And Hawkeye, and part of their adventure does take place in Japan, and Hawkeye does make a politically incorrect joke, and then to the creator's credit, Black Widow does sort of points out that that's really not appropriate. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. I think that this is a fun read. We also have a lot of besides this book, we also have a lot of novels with Black Widow in them as well, and we have a guide to Black Widow. Let me take a moment now. I'm going to show you what we have on the catalog. I'm going to type in Black, not Bulk, but Black Widow. All right, and let's go to limited to North Brunswick. All right. All right, so as I mentioned, we have Black Widow, Widowmaker. Right now, let's just focus on young adult because Black Widow is a very common title in books, and sometimes some of them have absolutely nothing to do with Marvel's Black Widow. But we have books by we have novels, not graphic novels, but novels as chapters by Margaret Stoll. And then if you like looking at the history of the character, you can look at Marvel, the Black Widow, creating the Avengers Super Spy, the complete complex comics history, because Black Widow does have a pretty interesting history from sort of a generic Russian spy, evil Russian spy who Iron Man had to deal with. Remember, in the 1960s, Marvel characters had to fight the communists a lot because that's the way it was back then. And of course, there's a lot of there's a number of Avengers books that Black Widow is featured in. Let's have a book, Powers of a Girl, just profiles of many female Marvel characters. And you can also see her in Daredevil, because for a while she was Daredevil's sidekick / girlfriend / chauffeur. And so so you can really become acquainted with her character that way. All right, so that should just about wrap that up. And I hope that if there's any other characters you'd like me to look at, or if you want to make any requests, really either regarding Black Widow or any other character, please let me know. And happy reading.